We were like, now we're getting like, we're kind of like head over heels for each other, and we're like always wanting to be around each other more. But at this point, we haven't spent more than like a week, maybe 10 days with each other at a time. So we were like, okay, this is a big step. Like, if I'm making a move to come out here, like, we need to know that we can get along with each other long, like,
not
term.
just in these small pockets.
Yeah, in these small little pockets. So what I called it was a 30-day free, a 30-day like trial. It was like, so he like at this point it was like summertime, so the kids are out of school. Again, I have family in California, so I'm like, how about we'll make it a thing. So I took off work for 30 days almost. It was like 20 something days that I came out, and I got he got us an Airbnb. Got me an Airbnb, got me my own rental car.
She paid for a rental car.
Yeah, and so I came out, and at this time I came out with my kids because I'm like, I'm not leaving my kids for 30 days.
Yeah.
So I come out with my kids. My mom picks us up from the air. My mom picked us up from
my mom picked me up.
Yeah,
mom picked you up.
Yeah, because at this point he hasn't met my kids or anything
no,
still.
Yeah.
So my mom picks me up from the airport. We go to the Airbnb.
Mom take care of the kids. Mom like, girl, go have fun. I'm like, I love your mama.
Yeah, because I was at his house majority of the time that I was down here, which was good because we got to we wanted to see what it felt like to go to sleep and wake up with each other, not in a hotel room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in an actual home setting.
Yeah.
And mind you, like he said, he hasn't had a woman at his house at all at this point.
Yeah.
So I was very like honored because I'm like, that kind of feels good, knowing that.
In my new home, I got all new furniture.
Yeah, his house was very modern, very nice and neat. And knowing that, like, he hasn't been bringing women in and out of this house. There wasn't women in and out of this bed. Mm-hmm. So, I kicked my feet up. Like,
she like kind of took, like, this is my territory.
Yeah, like.
And it was comfortable. And, she was able to get comfortable, and we had a good time. We spent a month together. So now that's like our honeymoon stage, almost. Like, we had so much fun.
Yeah, it was like a honeymoon stage to the point where at the end, and I don't care, like, it's still, to me, it's kind of crazy. He did not want me to leave.
I didn't.
He asked me to literally, like...
Stay. Don't go. And I'm like, what am I saying? Don't go.
Yeah. Like, he didn't want me to go back. He was like...
Well, I meant that.
He was like, I will send for your stuff.
Yep. We can go back.
We'll
we can go back to get your stuff.
Yeah, he said, we'll go back together to get your stuff. I'll buy you all new clothes. I will buy, the kids will have their own stuff. Like, we could start getting them enrolled in school because it was still summertime, so there's no school right now. Yep. And I was like...
She was like, I don't know.
Mind you, I'm running a business over there.
Yeah,
I have my own business over there. Yeah. And then I was still like, I have clients. I had so much stuff. I'm like, there's no way. Like, I can just cut off life like that. So
this is an important part of it too, because I think people need to understand the difference between contributions and sacrifices. And me and her have had this conversation. Like, it may feel like a sacrifice, but it's really a contribution to your relationship, because you may be in a situation that God is about to bless you immensely, and God is about to give you everything you've been praying for the last 5 years at once. But you have to have faith, you have to lose fear, and you have to stop. You can't look at the world or look at the relationship as, oh, I'm sacrificing this, I'm sacrificing that, because I could have been like, oh, I'm sacrificing my freedom. I'm able to date whoever I want. I'm able to bring whoever I want. I'm doing well financially. I'm sacrificing a lot to be in a relationship. And for her, same thing. I have businesses, I have clients, I have things at home. I'm sacrificing a lot. But when you start looking at it as, this is my contribution to what God has blessed me with, this is the work. It says faith without works is dead. Mm-hmm. This is the work that God has given me to add to my faith. When you start looking at it like that, then you can enjoy and you can kind of receive the blessing that God actually has for you. Because if you don't look at it like that, you look at it like you're losing. Like, well, I'm losing this, I'm losing that. But God has a lifetime of blessings for you on the other side of those contributions, if you look at them as contributions and not sacrifices. Right, baby?
Yeah, it was important to look at things like for the bigger picture, because it's human nature to, to have a second guess, or have
fear.
Thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Not fear, because God doesn't put fear into us,
yeah.
but he puts, the things that God gives us is power, love, and control, self-control. So I was like, you know what? If when I tell you, of course, I had every family member and friend telling me, like, girl, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you're about to give up, because everybody knew how big of an impact I was and where I was at and how much I had built. and you know, I was literally fine, like he said. So it was really hard for me, but the one thing that I was missing in life was a husband. I had, you know, I had everything else, and
Me too.
did I wanna? And yeah, same for him. He was completely set. He was financially set. He had his own house. He had everything. Like, so the one thing that we both were missing in life was a companion, and
Union
yeah,
and family.
and unity. Yeah, we both had pretty much broken homes because he has his son, I have my kids, and so our kids aren't experiencing two parents in the home, and
Right.
so it was a lot to take in. It was it was a hard process because once we did make the decision to move, I probably moved within like what 30 days.
Yeah, about 30 days, 40 days, something like that.
Yeah, so that was overwhelming. When I tell you I was on OfferUp selling everything, and
Yeah.
my stuff was nice. I
Yeah.
was selling stuff for nothing. Like just,
I will fly to her house because I'm helping her. She was overwhelmed, so I would fly out to like, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna come out there.
yeah, he would
And,
help me break down furniture, help me move stuff. And
I'll
help
be
me
like, why are
pack
you selling
stuff.
this? You selling this? Take this with you.
Yeah,
You know, and she was like, nope.
I was getting rid of everything. I was taking everything to the Goodwill. I was just getting rid of everything. It was a fresh start for me and the kids, and it was scary. It was very scary. But
And to your point, before you move on, I didn't even tell my family members or friends what's going on because I didn't want nobody talking me out of it. Because a lot of times you'll get in these situations and they don't understand. Only you really understand is between you and God, and that's the only reason you understand. You know, because logically and on paper, it just doesn't make sense to do this.
yeah,
But when you hear that voice and when you feel like that feeling in your spirit and your heart, it's like I have to make this decision. And I wanted to stop there just because I want to encourage people to, you know, not only listen for what God is telling you, but also don't tell your friends and family everything because you'll get talked out of your own blessing, you know, and maybe they don't understand. And there's a saying that just because something is good advice, just because advice is good advice, doesn't mean it's the advice that you need.
doesn't apply to you. Yeah.
Yeah. So for her, you know, the situation may have been good advice that, hey, you're crazy for doing that. Why would you do that? That's good advice because logically that makes sense. Yeah, she is crazy for doing that. That's good advice, but it may not been the advice that she needs. So you got to protect that, your blessings, you know, and understand that if you felt God sent you something, then you have to go with that feeling sometimes, you know?
Yeah. And I was going off of literally my faith in God. Like I was like, you
Yes.
know, this doesn't happen to just everybody. And we had we did a lot of homework. So I don't want it to sound like I like picked up and moved, you know. We did
No.
research on like the school the kids would go that they would go to.
Yep.
And I feel like we're even skipping over the part where we did introduce our kids. His son is the same age as my son. So
Yeah.
we introduced the kids. That's like obviously friends.
Yeah.
Play date type thing, just to get people acquainted. And I did have to take that into consideration as well. I'm taking my kids not just from their schools, but their friends and
Yep.
everything that they've known. So for a majority of their life. So I was on the East Coast for 7, almost 8 years. So they pretty much, you know, grew up there. So it was really hard. It was difficult, but I had to trust God. I had to trust, you know, and have that conversation with my kids, and you know, let them know that, you know, holidays would be better. You know, Christmas,
Yeah.
having a family, and not having to do everything by yourself, you know. And as a single mom, I feel like a lot of women can relate. It's not easy. So that was what I was looking forward to. And by the grace of God, like everything has been a dream come true in that sense, because I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed. I have an amazing man. He is everything I could ask for, and he does so much for me, and he's changed my life tremendously. And I hope that, you know, I do the same for him.
She does. She's made me so much of a better man, so much more patient, so much more kind. She's made me so many different things that I didn't even think I needed or think I would need to become. And, you know, a good woman does that to a man because they'll work some, and I think a relationship in general too, a good relationship, they'll work some things out of you that you thought you worked on. You know, it's like, I thought I worked on this and I thought I got past this and I thought that this is, I was good in this area, but when she comes along, she goes, no, you could be better in this area, you know, in so many ways. And you need to work on this. And you're like this. And it's like, dang, there's a part of you that's like, am I really like that? I guess I am. Like, she's giving me good examples, you know? And so it makes you a better person, a better man in that sense. And she's done amazing things that I've never experienced with any other woman. Just from a caring, a nurturing, a loving, just from a woman's perspective. I haven't experienced these things, and she's an amazing mother. Same thing that I worried about was for my son. Like, it's cool, he's just me. It's just me and him. But I wanted him to have the experience of having mom in the home with dad. I wanted him to have holidays that were better. I wanted those things for my child as well. So I wanted him to have siblings at my house. I wanted him to feel like, it's not always just me and my dad hanging out. I want to feel like I have a family with my dad. So all those things were important, and finding the person and being blessed. I didn't find her. She didn't find me. God blessed us with each other, and being blessed with a person like her, it just made the move and everything feel like, you know what, I'm all in. I'll push all these chips to the middle of the table, and God, you're going to have to open this parachute when I jump off this cliff.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's back there or not. But
so just trusting each other, having faith in God was a big part of it. And there, like, we're not going to sit here and say everything was perfect. We're blending two homes. We're blending two different lifestyles, two different people.
Yep. Takes work.
It took a lot of work. It still takes work.
Yes.
We still have good days. We have bad days. We still have the way we still get through certain situations. We're learning each other still every single day.
Yep.
And just getting, because that's the only way we can be better, is being, patient and learning each other and applying those, lessons to our actual life and always growing together. Because like we talked about in the beginning, how we wanted to be the best version of ourselves, to find the person that we want to spend the rest of our life with, that doesn't stop.
Nope.
You should always, always continue to be the best version of yourself.
Yep.
Just because I'm blessed to have him does not mean I can gain 50 pounds now and accept him to just, even though I know he will love me regardless.
I would.
But that's not fair to him. It's not fair to him. If I can control it, if it's not like a health condition or something if I can control being physically active and taking care of doing my hair, doing my makeup, and being close to God and doing all the things that make me a woman of value. If I can control doing those things, he deserves that from me. I owe that to him, as he should do the same for me.
Amen.
So don't just think that, that self-care and that self-love for yourself and becoming a valuable person ends once you find the person that you have, because that will drive your relationship down.